Alright, so this is going to be a basic tutorial. If you're learning about the Arcana Knights, if you are looking for options of something to make it better, taking your dueling to the next level. But if you want to unlock the Zexu part, it's the Exceeds. All the Utopia cards are all light warriors, which is what Joker Street locks you into. So you can play the majority of the Utopia cards because they're almost like a good 90% of them are light warriors. So you can play Joker Straight and you could go into them. And if you want to include the draw spell, then you can just draw into whatever. But I've changed my build. Sometimes I'll change it back depending on how I want to play and how I want to enjoy my deck. So there's times I want to include the 18 packing with the Joker's Knights and stuff. There's times I don't want to play that and I want to play just Exceeds and the level 4s, so I could play the rank 4s and so forth. And I wanted to try out this, which I love. So with this, it just opens up more options. I'll show you at the end. But for now, it's just combos with Eaton. So whether you're a new player and you want to learn the basics, you can. This is good for you. If you're sometimes like me and you want to go on YouTube and search up what else can I do with the Arcana Knights, I need a new idea, a new option, something different, but I still want to play my deck and see if I can adjust it to just something different. So this is for you. So there's different levels, and there's basic card combos and there's more advanced. But I feel with the Utopia cards, Bauer is just more broken, and he's good by himself. You just have to worry about Valor, Imperm. If you summon and on summon they Imperm you. Otherwise, his tribute is caught, so he won't be on the field for them to Imperm you if they don't do it right on summoning. So we'll just get into that, and then I'll showcase the new cards I added and what my deck does and the reason it does, and I changed a few cards. So I'm taking it tomorrow to the sneak peek of Age of Overlord. These cards I want the Horus cards, whether they do good or not. I don't care. I love everything Egyptian from that time period, kings and queens. Also, why I love this deck. There's dragons in here, so I don't know if anybody ever paid attention to that. I loved everything from that time period: kings, queens, dragons, the Egyptian deities, the gods, everything from the past in a certain timeline. I love, which is everything that's in this deck. So it's like I capture a time period in my deck. And that's the bigger picture of the synergy. It has great synergy within itself, like I showcased, but I just love a certain time period. So I'm gonna stop talking so we can just get into it. So we all know Bauer, and if you don't, Bauer lets you special summon King, Queen, or Jack. And I'll show you alternate combos if you want to play the other ones, but this one is just Bauer by himself with the level 4s. So we all know you tribute Imperial Bauer. You get you special King and Queen. Yes, I put them on top because I didn't want to look for them. Now you have 2 rank 4s. So off of this, I'm gonna leave it here. You can go into any rank 4s. So like basically, you can go into a Utopia. You can go into, since you're under no restriction, you can go into Heroic Champion. I can never say his second name. Well, the rest of its name. You can go into Baguska. Or there's tons of other level 4s, but these are the ones I play. So it's like, both of them, like all of these require light warriors. This requires warriors. This requires any 2 cards, so it's like perfect for it. But if you're under Joker Straight, you can still bring out these 2 because they're both light warriors. You cannot bring out him. You would have to do him with Bauer by himself. But like these are the lower ends of, you can just make these super simple. Now if you want to go into further, that's a different story, which would require you going into double or nothing. Utopia double. So then when this is like activate effect, you get these 2 out, you go into Utopia double, you activate effect, I'm gonna put that over here. You would search out double or nothing. Then you get to go into a higher level monster. So he will still have one material because you send a queen to the graveyard, let's say, to activate the effect. You search out the spell. Then you can go into 99. Then 99, the other material plus the double, you can discard both. And then go into the dragon. But he has no materials, but you can use his other effects. Target an exceeding graveyard, bring it back. And then you can only rank him up for free with only into one monster, which is Utopia Lightning. So off of just Bower, you go into double Utopia double. You go into the king and queen, you search out double, you go into this guy. He brings out the dragon for free. Since he's brought out with Utopia double's effect, his attack is double, so he's 6,000. But he cannot attack directly due to being gifted the extra power, basically. He can never attack. So even if you end your turn, they go, he cannot attack. But you have two other monsters, so even if they don't have nothing, or if they set one monster, you basically just attack the one monster with him, since he can only attack a monster. Then you attack with the 4 and the 25. Now, if you would add the rank up spell, that changes everything. Well, it just changes the end. It changes a few things. So now if you just have Bower and the spell, these are obviously in your deck. You will use Bower, bring out king and queen, go into Utopia double, his effects, search double or nothing, go into, this is just a different end board I like doing, and then it's like the same thing, but just the last monster is different. So you use his effects. You bring out the dragon's effects. Really don't do this, so apologies. Bring him out, and then at this point you would play the spell, because now you can play the spell to rank up a lower end exceed monster. And I like going into X. This is the alternate way of going into X. Keep moving the table. So then he's 4,000. But he's a dark, so you cannot bring him out if you're under Joker straight. But this is Bower and the rank up spell by itself. So, but he's 4,000 attack, 4,000 defense. And if a card was to be destroyed by card effect or even battle, even your monsters or theirs, so you can destroy one of theirs, use his effect, detach, bring special summon their monster on your field defense mode. If they destroy your monster, let's say they destroy him by card effect or by battle, he would go, use his effect, detach, he comes back during the same, like, as soon as it's destroyed by battle or the card effect. His other effect is you can target any special summon monster, and I always target him, and you gain life points equal to that special summon monster's original attack. If it's altered, you still just get the original attack to your life points. So this way, off of Bower and the spell, you can summon, he'll be 6,000, and then you have two 4,000s. And then use his effect, target him, you gain that to life points, so you gain 4,000. And then whether they summon one monster in defense mode, or whatever the case is, or if they summon no monster because they're thinking, oh, he can't attack directly, you still have two 4,000 monsters, that's game. An alternate way of playing the exact same thing would be, I gotta stop doing that. I know your TVs are probably shaking. It's like an earthquake. Would be the same thing, but played a different way, where you would go Bower, go into King and Queen, and then you go into Utopia Double, then Utopia Double's effect, search this out, and you would go into regular Utopia because you need to rank up. So then after regular Utopia, you would go into you could go into C39, or there's another monster you can just put for free on top of Utopia, and you could do the same thing. But I like the Ghost Rare, and I like his effect, but it's only in a pinch, so it's user preference. Then you play the spell, targeting him, and now you go into him, and he has, remember, he still has King as one of the materials because you send Queen for 39's effect, double. So then from this point, there's multiple different options going first or second. You can go into this guy's effect, this monster off of him, and normally I detach Utopia and King. Then when he's summoned, due to his effect, he gets to target an exceed monster in the graveyard, and it becomes equipped. And then this would activate while it's in the graveyard, since its own effects. If an exceed monster is brought out with the effect of a 99 or above, it becomes attached. So since this is in graveyard, once he hits the field, he'll attach Utopia to him, and then this becomes an equipped. So then you can detach this as a material to the graveyard, and you're sending Utopia back, and it's cutting their life points in half. So now you went first, so even starting off, they were just at 4,000. Then I'm leaving it like this for a reason, so you could get the bigger picture, and I don't want to keep searching and looking. But then on their turn, he has the other two materials. You can detach those two materials, and go into Baguska, which then will trigger this again since it's in the graveyard again because it sent it back. On their turn, this will become a material. So then, on your turn, if they can't get over it, they summon a monster attack mode, goes to defense, they can't do nothing, or they just set a card because they know they can't do nothing. You draw whatever. His effect is you have to detach a material or he destroys himself. So then, since this is material, obviously goes to grave. Now they're still at 4,000. He can attack directly because he's not under 39 Utopia Double's effect. So then you just switch them on to attack mode, attack something in defense, and then they're at 4,000. So no matter who you attack with, the other two is going to finish them off. Now, if you're going second, this is going first defensively, and I love doing this because there's not a lot of decks. I've been in so many decks because they couldn't just get over Baguska. They're like points in half, and like I just said, they couldn't do nothing. I just finished them off. Now, if you're going second, this whole thing can be modded to be offensive. The same exact thing. So I'll showcase that just in case nobody saw the other video, and it's good to see options in the same video. So this is going off of you having the spell and Bower. So it's like a 2-card combo. So if they have one monster, obviously, you would summon Bower, effect, go into King and Queen, and you can go into double. From this point, if they have a monster that's 2,000 or less, you can just go into his effect and go into Utopia by himself because he comes out at 5,000. You have double or nothing, so then you can attack, activate his effect, detach, negate his battle, and then this will activate. And actually, you can use it, activate it since his battle was negated. Even by his own effect, he can attack again, but his attack is doubled. So he's already at 5,000. No, he's already at, he's at 5,000 because of Utopia Double. Now that gets doubled to 10,000. So as long as they have 2,000 or less, that's game. Super simple. It's a basic combo, I guess, in most decks, just to OTK one monster. Now, if you know they have one monster, but it does something, there's an alternate route. Um, or even if they have two or more monsters, you can do this combo, or super simple, even if you don't have the rank up spell, if they have two monsters, you can still OTK. So let's say you don't have this and you just have Bauer and they have two monsters, but they don't do nothing. But they're, no matter what attack they are, you're gonna drop them to 0 and then OTK. So that will require, you don't have this, I'll put it face down. You go into Bauer, go into this, go into double, then you use double's effect. Going into 99. Now due to beyond Utopia doubles effect, he's 6,000. So, you know, obviously they have, like I said, two or more monsters in attack mode. So then you use his effect, detach the last two, his only two materials at this point, and you would go into Beyond. Now Beyond does not target, but it drops all their attacks to 0. So now, no matter what there is, everything's back to 0. He's at 6,000. He has 3. Attack something that doesn't have a graveyard effects, and then beat them with the other one. That's 9,000 damage. Now, if they have something that activates in graveyard or whatever the case is, due to Utopia Lightning's effects, as long as he attacks before, during, and after, so long as you chose Utopia Lightning, they cannot activate card effects. So the ruling is, even if you attack with Lightning and they have a graveyard effect, whether it's Sangang or whatever, nothing can activate while Lightning was the target, was the monster attacking. So then once you select the other monster, then they can activate stuff. So that this requires you to have the rank up spell, and it's like guaranteed. So even if you think they have an Honest in hand for that one monster, let's say it's one monster, whether they have Honest or something that you know they're gonna activate on during the battle with your two monsters, you can go this route. As long as you know, you gotta make sure, like, go with your gut feeling to make sure they don't have an Abiru or something. But if you're safe to go, but let's say they just have an Honest in hand or something, then it's good to go this route. So you would go into the King and Queen, go into this, but you're gonna play differently. So it's like, try to remember this combo. I came up with it. There's nobody else who does it. And you would go into double, Utopia, C39. Then you use the rank up spell, going into 99 in attack mode. This is in graveyard. Then you use his effect, detach two materials. One of the materials has to be Utopia, no matter what it is. And I'm going to do it now, so that you can know. It has to be Utopia for a reason. Then at this point, you're going to bring out Beyond. Beyond's going to drop them to 0. And then since Beyond was brought out with 99, this card activates from graveyard, attaching itself. So this becomes attached. They drop down to 0. And you can do this if they have two or more monsters too. So it doesn't always have to be just one monster. It could be two or more. So then, now that he has this as material, you could use his effect to banish, to bring back Utopia. And it can be in attack or defense mode. I actually read it from my own cards. So at this point, you rank up again, and you go into Utopia Lightning. So whether it have multiple monsters or just the one, but you want to guarantee that it does not get an effect. And yes, they won't get that fusion monsters effect, that when it goes to the graveyard, it's a lingering effect that it pops all things. They do not get, the ruling is they do not get that effect, because since he's attacking Utopia Lightning, nothing can be activated as like declare battle. I choose him. Before, during, and after battle dominance calculation, they cannot activate anything And 2, I select another monster. So there's a fusion monster that says when it goes to the graveyard, it's part of the branded cards. When it goes to the graveyard, you cannot. Its lingering effect activates to pop or destroy all your monsters. Like a Regeki when it dies, it does not get that effect when he battles. So he would battle, detach 2, he becomes 5,000. They take 5,000 to the face. They cannot activate nothing so long as you selected him before, during, or after his battle. Then you select another monster. Now they can activate something, but you already dealt with everything, and then you attack directly. So if they have Honest, it's not going to do nothing because he's attacking. Your opponent cannot activate nothing. Then you use his effect. He becomes 5 plus the 3 is 8,000. So this is just a different combo I came up with for dealing with cards that have effects and you don't want to deal with them, and to OTK. Now if you wanna, what is it? Oh, to end it, I'm gonna showcase a video of why I'm hyped tomorrow, and I'm going to the sneak peek to try to get the Horus cards because I personally want them. I love everything Egyptian. So if you wanted to play differently, what am I doing? I really don't know what I'm doing. Oh, this is playing with Bauer. It's a generic combo. I'll put these here for there's something else, but it would be playing with these cards. I took them out. I love these cards, but like I said, I play a certain way. So there's times I include this because I want to play with them, and there's times I take them out because I don't want to, and this build does not play with them. So there's combos you can do with these. Like if you have Bauer by himself, if you have Bauer and face card fusion, you will use Bauer's effect to bring out any of them. Like I normally go King because I want to save Queen for Joker straight just in case, and I bring out Jack. So from here, now you can substitute one card from the field. You can substitute a card from the deck. So normally this fusions if you have on the field or in hand, and because if you have a king or queen or any of them on the field, you can substitute one from deck. So Bauer would normally bring out king. I bring out king and jack. Then I play face card fusion, and I substitute Joker's Knight from deck to bring out Ancient the Conquering Star. Then upon summoning, this will search you out another Ancient the Conquering Star, and then you can send like Queen to the graveyard, and you could bring out this as your end board, or if you just want to do power. So this is the face card fusion with Bauer combo, and then he's 3,000, 2, and 16. Like if you want to play for fun or whatever the case is, it's just a generic. I feel it's a generic Arcana Knight combo, and it's like not only that. Now the power will recycle the first Bauer. I mean, Joker's Knight will recycle Jack, and then since you send Queen for this, if this goes to the graveyard, it will recycle another one of the night. So you have 2 recyclings happen off of just the face card fusion and whatnot. He also has another effect you can detach. I mean, you can send a card to the graveyard to power him up by 200. So even next turn, if you don't want to, like you can just send them to the graveyard. The spell, the trap, you can send them to the graveyard, juice them up by 200 for each card, and then they all recycle. So it's like you could just beef them up if the duel keeps going, and just go from there. Another OTK without these, if you wanted to run, would be Bauer, would require Bauer, Drill Driver Vesper, and Stoic Challenge. So you will use Bauer's effect to bring out King and Queen, and then from this point, you would go into um, Cavalier's effect. Um, this is going second, just to note. You use his effects, give up all your life points except 500. Any monster you choose during battle, its attack gets doubled. So it's a lingering effect, so he doesn't have to be on the board no more for you to get it. And then this is a free card if you want to put it on anything that's level 4, but you can't use it to rank up again. Like, it has its own restriction of the first time he's brought out, he's staying there. If he was to get destroyed, you can bring back one of your knights or anybody from the graveyard and special summon it. So even if they Regeki'd him, all of this will go to the graveyard. You can use his effects and add this, special summon it, or add it to your hand. But then you would go Stoic Challenge. This would juice him up by 600 for each material. And then you go into battle. His effect activates. The lingering effect of this activates. It doubles whatever his current attack is, making him 8,300. I think it's 8,300. Either way, I know it's over 8,000. And what this does is, if they battle a monster, that damage is even doubled. So it wouldn't matter if they have something in defense mode. He pierces. This negates activating effects, but his piercing is a built-in lingering effect. It's a built-in continuous effect. So this will not stop his piercing because it's not activating, but it juices him up to 8,000, so he can just attack directly for game. If they have a monster in defense mode, it will pierce, and that piercing gets doubled because of Stoic Challenge. Now the backdraw is if you don't OTK at the end of the turn, this will destroy him. At the end of their turn, this sends itself to the graveyard and it destroys the monster it was attached to. So this is just a different thing, like if you wanted to, but I'm no longer running this or Stoic Challenge. Like I said, I took it out. So if you want to see what I do with my deck, then that's why I have these cards here, and those were on top too. So let's say normal. This is my hand, and what I love about this card, it gives you an additional normal summon. So let's say offer by itself without these, well, it will require this. So it's like playing this. This goes to obviously graveyard. This lets you normal summon additionally. Every turn you get 2 normal summons. Every turn for your draw phase, you draw 2 cards. They cannot ash this. It's changing the game state. It's telling everybody for the rest of the duel, you're gonna draw 2 cards. For the rest of the duel, you get to normal summon twice. For the rest of the duel, you cannot activate monster effects in hand. Remember that, monster effects in hand. You can still activate Imperials from hand. You can still activate Evenly Matched from hand. You just cannot activate monster effects in hand. So, and you're drawing too, so it's good at Monarchs and everything. But I like it because, I play not normal. I play my way and I don't like hand traps, really. Like Ash and stuff. So, but what I love is like it gives you an additional normal summon. Normally you see these and like, damn, I have nothing. I have to pick or choose, and there's no way to bring him out. Now there is with this card. Play this, you get an additional normal summon. Use his effects. We can keep it super simple, where you would go into Utopia double, search the spell. I'm not looking for everything because I want everything a certain way, so I can show you. And then you go into him, use his effect, detach the 2 materials, and whether you're locked under Utopia, Joker straight or Bauer, you can still play Joker straight and still do this way. So I'm gonna showcase it this way. So then you use his material, you send the both 2 to graveyard, because that needs to be in graveyard, to bring out Utopia Rising. Now when Utopia Rising hits the field, it gets a special summon and exceed monster from the graveyard. So you bring this back. And then since you get an additional normal summon, I tribute these 2 and bring out Vanity's ruler. So now, if they can't get over that, you're still drawing 2 every turn. And let's say you was to draw one of the Utopia monsters, the one that lets you rank up, or search the rank up spell. Since this gives you 2 normal summon, it's now not useless in your hand. You can summon it, summon a king, summon another Bower, summon whatever other number 4 monsters you got now. It's guaranteed you have a free exceed because this lets you normal summon twice, and you draw 2 cards. Now you can just keep going from there, even if you don't have the Joker straight. And then it's just like so much that this adds to it. But remember, you cannot activate monster effects in hand. But I don't play monsters that activate in hand. Also, why I took out the Joker's Knight. Joker's Knight activates in hand, but where is it? This card is an inherent special summon. So long as you have no monsters, this is just an inherent special summon. So even if you play this, and then later on you draw into this, and you have nothing, you can still special summon it because it's a inherent special summon. You have nothing, special summon. It's not activating from hand. It's just a special summon, like a Cyber Dragon. But Cyber Dragon requires some type of monster. Oh, and this is the card I was referring to. Like after this, let's say you drew into Queen and this, since this still has the lingering effect of you normal summoning 2 monsters. Even if you have a field, it's not dead no more because now you can normal summon this, normal summon Queen, and then exceed and still get the rank up spell. So it's like it kind of goes hand in hand. But let me show you the drawing that I'll be doing with it, and this is why I like it, because I get to dig deeper. So. And like I said, you still get the normal summon. So with this, it's like the added spell, and there's multiple ways I know how to special get to it. So I would normal, activate effect, bring out King and Queen, play, and then all for purposes, these are. Let me move this. This is my hand. So then I would go into Utopia double, draw a card, then I will use effects. The cards on top are just random, but so I don't have to search for this video to be even longer. Then you search out double or nothing, then you rank up higher. It's for learning purposes. The rest of the cards, I don't know what the hell they are. But you would go into Utopia. And since Utopia's in the field, you draw another card. But you're paying 500. I'm just cutting that part out. You draw another card. Rank up for free. Also triggers the spell. Draw another card. Then at this point, you would play the first one, and I run 2, and you can activate both of them. So I would activate the spell to bring out, and draw another card. Then I will use his effect, detaching. Well, I try to get King and Queen in graveyard if they're there, so I can recycle if I get to that point. So I detach those 2. And if you want to keep drawing, I would go into this card. Then there's 3 things that's going to happen. This would activate since I special summon to draw. His effect will activate, targeting Utopia to special summon him back. And then the rank up spell activates since a high level monster brung out a lower one. It becomes attached. So playing it back becomes attached, brings Utopia in defense mode. Then at this point, his effect is 1 effect. So since he's brought back and he has a material, he can transfer it. But I don't like doing that for a reason. I'll show you. And then you draw a card. I put imperm and I took out um, droplets because this card could help me search it, and I could set it if they ash me at any point, or you can search out Joker's Wild. If they have a monster, you can search out Joker straight and keep going from there. But you still get an additional normal summon. So this is my hand off of drawing into it, but you're still gonna draw more. So at this point, I would climb him up. Like I said, that's why I left the material and go into lightning, and then lightning activates it. Draw another card. Then I would rank him up with the other. This card, C39. I would draw another card. I hate that I'm doing that. And at this point, you can still play the other one by targeting him, and it's only due to the effect of the dragon. So I will bring out the dragon at this point, because his effect is you can either play the spell card to rank up into him, or you can send the rank up to your graveyard from your hand and put him on a monster. And then if you have any exceeds in the graveyard, you can target one of them, destroy it, but he has 2 materials, his effect is live. Then you still have the original normal summon, extra normal summon. So I don't know what I'm looking to do. Let's look at my hand. And I love this because even if, like, let's say I drew into another queen or king, I can use this to put the king and queen in deck and even search out the other one, or the monster that the ZS or XZ work, whatever cards. But at this point, this is just busted, and I'd rather do it on my turn just in case. So you can play the spell. I would drop the trap. Bring out the additional king and queen. And this is exactly why I would do that, because I want to recycle these and I want to have a king and queen in graveyard. So then you normal summon Bower, but because of the spell card time, you get an additional normal summon. So all of this was all for the normal summon, and then the Joker straight afterwards because I drew into it. But then you have these 2 cards, so it's like I would tribute these 2 for the additional normal summon I get per turn. And going to Vanity's Ruler. This is still hand I would set just in case for another negate. And not really much else you can do. But at this point, like, obviously you end turn. You have a decent bulky board. You drew a whole bunch of cards. If you play hand traps, you don't have to play the time seal or whatever it's called. Where is it? The hell I put it? Oh, so this is supposed to be in graveyard, but these will recycle by putting these 2 back to deck. So now you have something for next turn. This is the end turn, so it's like. And even if they manage to summon a monster bigger than him, he could drop that monster to 0. So he still stays on the board, but they can't special summon, so normally they can't summon a monster bigger than him. And it's like a decent board if you want to play the Utopia cards, and this is my hand. And then not only that, due to this card, you get to draw 2 every turn. So you will draw 2, and you get 2 normal summons. So if you wanted to, you could play, but no matter how good or bad I do tomorrow with my new build, the way I'm playing it, I'll just leave it like this, just to look pretty. I am going to take this deck to the tomorrow for the sneak peek of Age of Overlord. I like doing this, like old cards, and if they can't get over this and they have no outs, then they just have nothing. You could put counter traps. I drew a whole bunch of cards, so it's like within those cards, if you want to play hand traps, you can play hand traps. If you don't, you don't. Oh, and this is why I want the Age of whatchamacallit cards, because it's like they've been going so good with the blue eyes, and like I said, I don't care. I love Egyptian stuff, and should I make sure the computer was good? But I want to add it to my blue eyes. It's like so much fun, and I've won out of 50 duels. I won 45. I guess because people are so annoyed. Come on. So sorry. It's a fast video. Just wish my computer wasn't acting retarded. What the hell's going on? Come on. I'm so sorry. God, man. I'll just show this video next time. Yeah. I don't know why it's acting fucking retarded. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll just put this in a different video. I'll just put a montage of a whole bunch of... Why is the computer acting like this, though? Yeah, I apologize. I'll just put a whole big montage of the deck of like this. Sorry.